Hello everyone, GeneralApple here with another Deadlock video, but today instead of having the usual gameplay video, we're gonna have ourselves the long-awaited tier list, which I'm doing after finishing my play every single Deadlock character run, where each day I play a different Deadlock character. Yesterday I finished playing Warden, which was the final character on the roster that I have not played. So now we're gonna make this tier list after I have a slight idea of how each character plays. Now, I have said it before, and I will say it probably in the title, this is not your usual tier list. This is a tier list that based on how fun it is to play each hero, and how fun each hero is, you know, in my personal opinion. And also kind of what I've seen online, but yeah, still, my opinion, because I have played every single hero just to make this tier list, right? So, it's gonna be super exciting, and the reason I'm making this instead of a power level tier list is because I feel like it's redundant. You know, there's balance change literally every week, characters change all the time, someone can be S tier, then it can be C tier, everything can change, you know, in a moment, and I really want to make a tier list video that has longevity to it. So, a fun hero tier list will always, almost always, be viable, unless they somehow change the abilities, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Now, outside of that, I've played every single hero just to make sure I have the slightest idea how it is to play them and what their abilities actually do and how do they work, what the upgrades are. So I'm gonna base my opinion off of how much fun I had playing each hero during my experiment with playing every single one of them. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the tier list. Make sure to let me know what you guys think in a comment below, and of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. So yeah, the first hero, Abrams. Abrams, in my opinion, is an A tier. Now, the reason I think Abrams is A tier in terms of fun is because I really like the up close and personal you know, way of fighting in Deadlock and the way it builds with close range, melee sort of buffers like, you know, heal, the damage, like melee strike, all of this good stuff. It's just really fun to me. I truly enjoy these characters in Deadlock. But again, that's just my personal opinion. I love being up close and personal, and you'll see this with more characters that are on this tier list later on. And Abrams, I think, just takes this archetype to the maximum. Now, the reason he's not S tier, even though I like this archetype really much, I think he's a bit overusing the melee system instead of using his own abilities, while I kind of like a healthy mix of the two. Not necessarily just melee all the time. I do truly love melee, and it's super fun, and the melee and the parry mechanic, and using parry baits, all that good stuff that Abrams abuses to the absolute maximum. I think this is really fun, but I really like using abilities more, and I think his abilities are kind of slightly boring than the average. They're fun. I mean, they're fun, but, you know, not as fun as the other abilities we're gonna see later on that list. So, in my opinion, Abrams is close to being an S tier, but right now, he will sit on A. Now, the second character that we do have here is Bebop. Bebop is an absolute S tier. Now, the reason, you know, is an S tier, it's very simple. A hook character cannot be less than S tier, in my opinion. It's super fun. And if you add a giant purple mega death ray on top of it, that is an absolute S tier. There's not even consideration for me. I love playing Bebop. I'm gonna play Bebop to death. Every single ability he has is insanely fun to use. His first ability, which mega punches you into oblivion. His second ability, which is, you know, the bomb menace. His third ability, the hook itself. And the ultimate, which is the giant purple death ray laser. Insanely good abilities. Every single one of them is very powerful. And that adds a lot, because usually hook characters kind of rely on someone else to actually finish the job, but not Bebop. Bebop can easily take someone alone if they're not careful and not watch their footing and their positioning. You can come in a surprise ganks, you can do a lot of stuff with him. He's an extremely fun character to play, to lane with, to roam with. Everything about Bebop is absolutely phenomenal in my opinion, and is the most fun character probably in Deadlock. Well, not the most fun, but definitely like top 3. Insanely fun character. I will always love him. I will always love Pudge in Dota for the same reason, and I will always love Blitzcrank in League of Legends. And yeah, just a super fun character to play, but this probably want to be one of the most controversial thing, because I know a lot of people hate to lane against Bebop, so, you know, it might cloud your judgment there, but always think about it. What if you were the Bebop? What if you were doing the menacing, if you were being a menace? And if this is fun for you, then cool, but if it's not, sure, I understand that as well. So, Bebop is an S tier. Now, third character on the roster, Dynamo. Dynamo is my most favorite character in Deadlock, so I'm gonna put him in front of Bebop. Now, well, I think it's like second or first. I still have to think. You'll see that later on. Dynamo is an insanely fun character. And the reason Dynamo is so fun is, again, kinda same reason like Bebop. A character with black hole ability will always be my top character. It's not gonna be less than that. I just love black hole. I main Enigma in Dota 2 back in the days when I actually played the game. And yeah, I have so many hours on Enigma, it's crazy. So Dynamo was a natural pick for me, and the fact that he's also a support is massive. Enigma is kind of different in the way he's a supportive character. He is a support, but he kind of fight using creeps that he makes, they're called Eidolons, and he also stuns and damages. Dynamo is quite different. Dynamo approach is healing and CC. Well, I guess Enigma also has CC, but Dynamo has a different. He has a knock-up, which is really good, his first ability. His second ability, Displace Matter, can save completely, you know, bunker situations. I mean, you can literally dodge Wraith ult, you can dodge so many abilities using this ability, and the fact that you can grab an ally with you, and it also reloads your weapon and give you various bonuses, depends on how you upgrade it, like attack speed, that is crazy. You can use it to escape, you can use it to save people, you can use it to nullify the most ridiculous stuff in Deadlock. So it's insanely fun ability to use. His third ability, once you upgrade it to the maximum, it's absolutely cracked. It is broken. It's the AoE heal, which usually you can't do anything while you heal, but if you upgrade it to the maximum level, you can do everything while healing a ton. So yeah, crazy good ability. And his ultimate, which is his bread and butter, the black hole. The fact that you're playing Dynamo literally make your opponents play the game a different way. And that is, in my opinion, just absurd, not in terms of only power level, but in terms of fun, because now you get to see how the opponents just constantly thinking, everybody standing on edge so far, so spread from each other. You can easily pick them off if you're playing as a team correctly, but of course you can get punished for misusing your ultimate, so there's a risk and reward type of gameplay there. And I think that makes Dynamo really fun. And even though he's kind of easy to play in terms of, you know, abilities, his abilities are fairly simple and straightforward, he's a very difficult character to actually play in terms of gameplay, of game sense, how to use your abilities, when to use them, how to save people. This stuff is really difficult. And that's what I like about Dynamo. He's one of those characters that are easy to learn how to master. And that's what I appreciate about him probably most. So yeah, Dynamo, definitely S tier. Now, Great Talon. Great Talon, in my opinion, is A tier. I love Great Talon, you all know it, I know it, I say it every single time, I play him a lot. I will say that you can play him various different ways, which is definitely contributing to, you know, how fun he is. You can build him weapon damage oriented, you can build him full spirit power, which is also extremely fun. So there are different approaches there, you can try different items, most of them will work because the Great Talon actually scales kind of well with both. And in terms of how good he is, he's not that good, he's kind of weak right now, but in terms of fun, I think it's super fun. His ultimate is one of the most fun ultimates in the game, just hunting someone down with a towel and getting that sweet long range kill from half the map. It's insanely fun. It is always gonna be fun, and it's just so cool to see how this owl terrorizes everybody it comes close to, because they're hearing the sound of the owl screeches and it just makes them go crazy. And yeah, it's just a really fun character. Sniping with his one always feels super satisfying. The arrow you shoot, the giant green arrow, it always feels super satisfying to hit. His second ability is insanely fun as well. You fly in the air, shoot multiple arrows, always fun. His third ability is kinda boring, it's just a snare trap. I don't think it's bad or anything, I just think it's not the most exciting thing ever, but the rest of his kit is super, super, super fun. So that's why I'm gonna put him on A list, actually above Abrams. I think he's way more fun than Abrams, so I'm gonna put him on the A tier. And the next character is Haze. Haze is, in my opinion, it's either a low B or a high C. I think I'm gonna put her in a high C, simply because I find Haze kind of boring. She's exactly like Terrorblade. Sucks in the early, insanely good in the late game. I don't think she's not fair or anything. I don't think in terms of power level she's like too crazy, but that doesn't cloud my judgment here. I just don't think she's really that much of a fun. I do love her first ability, the dagger. I think it's a fun skill shot to make. It's really reminiscent of Call of Duty, like hatchets and knife throws. It's just a fun ability to throw around and hit. Her ultimate is also fun. I don't like her second ability and third ability. I mean, they're kind of boring. The third ability just a passive, which is very good, but it's just a passive at the end of the day, which I don't particularly enjoy. And the second ability just stealth, which in general, I do not like stealth characters. So yeah, Haze is gonna end up on the C tier, even though she is really good character in terms of power level. I just don't think she's that much fun. I did enjoy playing her for a bit, but I kind of drop it out relatively quickly. Again, I don't really appreciate stealth characters, so personally, she's not for me, but she's the most played character in the game almost, and I understand why so many people are liking her. So, Infernus, our next character. Infernus is S tier. Infernus is super, super fun to play. And now Infernus, unlike Haze, has a really nice passive. I do really like the passive when you get to sort of play a minigame of your opponent of if you can get to stack it on him first, or they actually just kill you before you do that. Or, you know, you need to be really careful with his passive because sometimes you overextend and just try to get that last hit, that juicy, juicy passive stacks, which, you know, burns your opponent and deals 1,000,000 damage to them, which is always fun to arrest someone in lane like that. His first ability is just like, you know, cover them with oil and then you deal extra damage to them and you also slow them. This is super fun. This is like Batrider, a character which I really like from Dota 2. His second ability, probably one of the most fun abilities in the game, the Flame Dash. You just dash on, running away from every single situation, or running into every single situation, dealing massive amounts of damage. This will never not be fun to use, and his ultimate will just explodes, detonates after a few seconds of charging time. And yeah, I mean build up, but it's insanely fun. Every single ability he has is super fun. His passive, unlike Haze, is actually really, really fun to use because there is something to it. It's not like you mark an enemy, you need to constantly be shooting them and they're avoiding, so there's always, you know, the chase, the mouse type of situation, and that is so cool. I love everything about Infernus. He's a super fun character in my opinion. He's super broken, by the way, but you know, it's kind of really funny to say because such a character should not be this broken, but he is. I mean, a character that escapes every single situation is super powerful right now. It probably will get nerfed, but it won't change my opinion of him. I think his abilities are just generally fun to use, and I really like his playstyle. Play from afar, engage in when you can, or run away when you can't. Super fun playstyle, everything about him, you know, stealing the Rejuvenator with your ultimate, or defending the Rejuvenator with your ultimate, is always super fun to use and can generate some serious clips for your YouTube channel, so that is always nice. So yeah, Infernus is here, but I will put him under Bebop and Dynamo because I think he's less fun than them, but still, S tier in terms of fun. Now, our next character is Ivy. Ivy is B tier. I think Ivy is a fun character to play, but unfortunately there's a thing that I don't like in Deadlock, and this is character with pea shooters instead of an actual weapon. And Ivy, unfortunately, has a BB gun instead of a real weapon, and she doesn't deal any damage in lane in terms of, you know, basic attacks, I guess you can call it. Now, this is my personal bias, and I totally understand why they gave her such a weak weapon, because her abilities are insanely powerful, and that's actually what lifts up her score a bit here. And, you know, it just in my personal opinion, I love using basic attacks probably more than I like using abilities. The gun truly matters to me. I really like the gunplay in Deadlock, so having a weapon that practically deals no damage is kind of annoying to me. Now, that's also the reason why I put Haze in C tier. I mean, I know the passive stacks and she kind of works against it, but, you know, I don't like weapons such as these. Like, I just don't. Again, my personal bias here. So, Ivy is gonna get knocked off a few points because of that, but her abilities, oh my god, they are so fun. Her Kuzo Bomb, her first ability, is always fun to use, such a great zoning tool. Her second ability just tethers and heals, you share regeneration, it's insanely good and super fun to use. I always love helping my teammates. Her third ability, probably the most fun, it's just a stone form, you get to stun and avoid all damage. You can dodge some sick moves out of that. You can literally dodge anything, disjoint, and deal stun to your, you know, to your opponents. So crazy good ability, always fun to use when you use it correctly to dodge everything. It's insane. Her ulti is really fun. Just lifting an ally in the air, there's so many things you can do with it. You can grab the urn, lift your ally, that is grabbing the urn. You can also throw them for a quick yank. There's so much to do with her ultimate. It's so fun. It is so fun to use with the right team, with a team that actually communicates. Ivy is just insanely fun. So I'm gonna put her in B tier. If she had a normal weapon, I would have put her definitely in A tier, but if she had a normal weapon, she would have been probably busted. So B tier it is in terms of fun. I think she's great, and if you enjoy Ivy and main her, I'm honestly not surprised at all. Now, our next character is Kelvin. Kelvin is A tier. Now, it's probably better than Abrams, but a little bit less than Great Talon in terms of fun. And I will say, I really like everything about Kelvin's kit. His first ability, the Frost Grenade, which can heals once you upgrade it twice to the second level. It's absolutely insanely fun. Also, it deals damage, it heals, it's flexible. I always love abilities such as this. And just throwing it around and hit it and see the enemy just cry. Always a fun thing. And also, if an enemy comes in close range to you, you can get both of the benefits. You can heal yourself while damaging them. This is always super fun. His second ability, again, probably one of the most, you know, fun abilities in the game. Just the ice, you know, the ice thing from The Incredibles. Insanely fun ability. You get to travel all over the place, make some sick plays. You can even, I saw someone swirling around a person and locking them in a sort of icy prison. That is such a sick ability. It is super fun to use. And always feel great. So many things you can do with it. On top of that, his third ability, which is probably the most insane ability in the game, the Freezing Ray. Absolutely crazy. Slowing everyone. Once you max it and it bounces between people, it becomes even more fun and actually insane. So you just get to freeze everybody and slow the hell out of them while dealing a ton of damage. Super fun ability. His ultimate, it just then, you know, you lock them in an ice dome, which practically makes you invincible because you heal for 1,000,000 and you actually slow your opponents, which is insane. And you lock them in a prison, in an icy prison, and I even voice crack now, so you know it's true. And it's super fun to use. It always feels great when you're in a team fight and you're locking 2 or more people with you. And your allies just, you know, inside your ice barrier, and you just go to town on your enemies. That is so fun. They cannot escape. There's nothing I hate more than characters that can escape. And the fact that Kelvin can just completely screw them up, it just makes him so much fun for me. So that's why I'm putting Kelvin on the A tier. Now, next, we got Lady Geist. Lady Geist, I guess she's kind of a low B, high C character. I'm gonna put her, you know what? I'm gonna put her on the low B. Because I think she has a fun ultimate. I do truly love Thunder, which is Terrorblade ultimate from Dota, if you know. But the rest of her kit, so her first ability is just a bomb that you spam around and deals a ton of damage. I don't think too much of that ability. I think it's kind of boring in the early stages, but it gets more fun when you upgrade it and you actually get to the final upgrade, which leaves an area on the ground that deals continuous damage. I think that is really cool. It reminds me of Kuzo Bomb of Ivy, which I truly enjoy. So that is, you know, kind of a lukewarm ability in my opinion. Her second ability is actually really fun. It's Drain Life. I love Drain Life. It's really good. Once you upgrade it and you get the silence option, I think this becomes even more fun. This is great. Her third ability, just straight up boring, just throwing the daggers around and they stack whenever you throw them, so you need to constantly throw them. It's a very good ability, but I just find it boring. And again, her ultimate, which is, you know, Thunder from Dota. Just trading health with your opponent, always fun to use. There's a risk-reward element to it, of course, because you're putting yourself at danger, engaging an enemy with low HP. But when you get that payoff, man, you can one-shot somebody essentially, and that is super, super fun to play. And really cool ability, so I think that all kind of evens out to the point where she's B tier. Her gun, I think, is really fun. I love revolvers. It's really powerful also. So that definitely kind of what prevents her from being a C tier and, you know, mostly in B. So with that in mind, I think overall she's a B tier character in terms of fun. Now, we got the man himself, the Lash. Lash is my most favorite character. Right up there with Dynamo. And yeah, Lash is just super fun to play. His playstyle is completely different from the rest. You basically never touch the ground once you have enough items. And it's so much fun. His playstyle is so unique. You literally never touch the ground, you always up in the air, and when you grand slam into someone after traveling long distances and you deal that sweet amount of damage and knocking them up, that is the most fun way you can gank. Now, in League of Legends, I used to main jungle, and Lash, even though there's not really a jungler in Deadlock, Lash is kind of feeling that niche of that ganker, right? The guy that constantly roamed the map and being a menace and getting those kills for his allies or maybe for himself. And that is something that plays exactly to my taste. So Lash abilities, of course, the dive kick. You deal the more damage you travel, the more damage you deal. Insanely fun ability. His second ability is just kind of an accelerant to his other abilities, kind of a complementary, which is also really fun. It can also be used as an escape tool. You just latch onto someone and you jump the hell out of there. So this is super fun. Can be used both offensively and defensively. I really love that flexibility. His third ability is, you know, actually what most people consider boring. I think it's very fun, simple ability. You just hit someone and getting heal back and dealing damage to them. Also various debuffs, depends on how much you've upgraded it. Very cool ability. His ultimate, again, extremely fun ultimate. One of the most fun ultimates in the game. Just coming up above everybody, flying, hovering over them, and absolutely demolishing them with your ultimate out of nowhere, stunning everyone. You've probably seen so many clips of Lashes just doing insanely good stuff with their ultimate, just throwing someone into their base, throwing someone back into their base, completely winning games off of his Lash ulti alone. It can also be used on one person, you know, just to gank and secure kills. So there's so many options to use it. I also really love the fact that if you're using it like in a straight line, it's really bad, but if you jump and looking down, it's actually way more efficient. So there's kind of a game, you know, sort of mini game here where you really want to position yourself above the enemy, but if the enemies are playing correctly, they can always dodge it, you can always line of sight it. So it's not like it's a sure hit thing. But when you hit and you make those sick plays, it always feel good. So that's why Lash is an S tier character in my opinion. And as far as I've seen, he's one of the most lovable characters in the game. Not lore-wise, but, you know, community-wise. Now, the other character we have is Mcginnis. Mcginnis is a B tier. Now, I do think she's better than Ivy and Lady Geist, so I will put her on top here. She's definitely a higher B. Now, I do think about Mcginnis that the reason she's B tier is because she's a stationary character in a game that is very mobile, and I don't think you're really playing Deadlock unless you're moving around constantly. Personally, the thing I love about Deadlock is moving around constantly. That's why characters like such as Lash are my favorite. And Mcginnis is a very stationary character. Now, that's not a bad thing in terms of power level. I'm just saying that in terms of fun, I think you're kind of playing half the game where you don't get the full experience of Deadlock. When you're not really moving around, you're kind of staying in your place and, you know, setting up turrets. But you can make some really fun argument that, you know, staying with the turrets and countering all those mobile characters with the turrets is actually more fun. And that's definitely true. Now, I will say, her abilities are actually really fun. I do enjoy the turrets. Her second ability, which is this heal she puts on the ground, is actually fun. Her third ability is one of the most fun abilities in the game. The wall, you can make some insane plays with it. You can completely block enemy routes to escape and just demolish them. Her ultimate is also very fun, which is just, you know, mowing down an enemy or a lane. And it has a very short cooldown, so it's very cool ultimate, you know, and thank God they actually changed the horrible alarm sound it used to have, because that triggered a PTSD I never had. So I'm super excited, you know, glad for that. But yeah, overall, I think she's a B tier character. There's nothing particular I think about her gun. I think her gun is, like, fun. Oh, also, I should have spoke about Lash gun a bit. I think his gun is, like, okay. But Mcginnis' gun is fun. I mean, it's fun. There's nothing I think about it too much. It's not, like, super fun, but it's not, like, terrible. I enjoy her gun. I think it is great. And it's fun to spam. I saw some people building, like, Mcginnis gun build damage. That actually seems super fun. I might try it one day. But for now, she's B tier. Now, what do we have here? The duo himself, the dynamic duo, Mo and Krill. Mo and Krill are A tier. I do think they're better than Abrams in terms of fun, but maybe a bit lesser than Kelvin and Great Talon. So, the reason Mo and Krill are A tier is because I actually like their sustainability a lot. I like tanky characters, I like their ultimate, I really like Duress from League of Legends, it's Warwick ultimate, which is Mo and Krill ultimate. I do love the fact that their ultimate can completely shut down a carry if used correctly. Also, their first ability, just AoE heal, you bounce in a fight, you do your first ability, you just heal for a time and then you bounce back. I think that playstyle is actually really, really fun. And also kind of a risk-reward situation. Their second ability, which is the, borrowing ability. Crazy fun. Again, just super fun to use. You chase after someone, you knocking them up when you borrow, after you borrow. Their third ability is just a disarm. Not particularly fun, but just really cool ability to use. It's not boring or anything. I just think it's, like, okay. But their ultimate is pretty much their bread and butter. It's super fun. It's on such a short cooldown, so you can constantly spam it. You can literally gank a lane, use your ultimate, wait a few seconds, and then gank another lane, and you have it up and running. So I think that is a really fun ability, and the fact that you can spam it constantly and gain benefits from it once you do get the kill, especially now with the grace period change, where even if you didn't get the kill while your ultimate was on them, you still have 3 seconds period to get the kill, or even the assist to actually get the bonus HP from your ultimate passive. I think that is great, and that makes them so much more fun to build, because you can actually make them tankier as long as the game keeps progressing and you gank more, and it incentivizes ganking, which I truly, truly love. So Mo and Krill are indeed an A tier character. Now, Paradox is also an A tier character. Now, I will probably put Paradox, again, above Abrams, but maybe less than Mo and Krill, but that might be related to the fact that I'm not really good with her, but I enjoyed her a lot. Man, I have played Paradox probably more than from other characters on the A tier list, except Great Talon, or even the B or C tier, but I will say this, Paradox felt really fun. She felt really fun. Her first ability, the grenade, very simple. A grenade that pulses, deals slow, and amplify damage. Super fun ability to use. You can use it to push wave. You can use it to display someone if he's hiding behind a wall or such thing. And very cool ability to use. Always fun. Her second ability, the wall, absolutely demolishes people if you use it correctly. And of course, her third ability, which is probably her bread and butter, just the charging shot, the shot that you charge, and then it stuns someone. And it's so cool, the fact that you combine all of her abilities together to actually make a certain combo. But of course we need to talk about her ult first before we actually talk about the combos. Her ult just swapping with someone and, dealing damage while healing yourself. Now, that at first, I saw so many people saying that her ultimate is actually bad because you kind of get the kill, but you also get killed in return in a team fight. Now, I will tell you that in pro level, like, this is not true. This is simply not true. Whenever you see a pro people, like, use it, they always use it when they have the upper hand, when they know they can escape the situation and get the kill. So if you use it correctly, you can absolutely demolish players, and I think that's kind of the thing with Paradox and I, the fact that I didn't hit that power level, I haven't played her enough to actually hit that power level when she becomes insanely fun. I definitely think she has the potential to be above Great Talon in terms of fun, or hell, might even an S tier character if I learned more how to play her, because she is a very, very difficult character to pilot. And yeah, the combo was insane. Always doing that 1 into a 2 into a 3 into an ultimate, or the 3 into a 2 into an ultimate. There's so many different variations and combination and things you can use for a really great kill. But they all end up in you using your second ability and just, ulting them into your second ability, which generally I think on a very basic level, it's super fun. So that's why I love Paradox. And that's why she's A tier. Now, we have Pocket. Pocket, I still have not played him enough to actually be that certain. So he's either in like high A or low S tier. But for now, I'm gonna put him in IA. And the reason I'm putting him in high A, even though I have like 2 hours of gameplay on him, like 2 or 3 hours of gameplay on him, is because I realize, I understand that just like Paradox, if you know how to play Pocket, he is so much fun. Now, that being said, the reason he's fun, even though I just said I hate people that can escape, is because most of the time you use his toolkit to actually initiate rather to escape. Now, that being said, I do love using it for escapes because I think his escape is kind of, you know, unique. And I will say this. His first ability is kind of like a mini version of Mcginnis ult, which I really do like. His second ability is, you know, that cape that is your escape tool or initiation tool. I really love the fact that you can use it both ways. It deals a massive amount of damage, but you can also use it to just escape. His briefcase, I truly like abilities that can disjoint. That's why I love Dynamo's second ability so much. Because I love, you know, it always feels good when you dodge that Infernus ulti, you know, that Abrams charge. It always feels good. And it actually tests your reflex, an ability which I like a lot. I really truly love abilities such as this. So Pocket, you know, ultimate is just Venomancer ulti from Dota, which I, again, like a lot. Very simple, you just press it and you deal a massive amount of AoE damage to everyone over a period of time because it's per tick. And it's crazy good ability. It's so much fun to use. It's ridiculous with, you know, the escalating damage thing with Spirit Power. I forgot the full name. It just escaped my mind. But escalating exposure. It's so much fun. I love it when characters utilizes certain items to the maximum. So I really think Pocket is super fun. Unfortunately get countered by like debuff removers and all that thing, but that's what makes him fun and fair and balanced. Keck, he just got nerfed, so unfortunately he's not as great as he used to be, but I still think he's like, you know, top of the list, but doesn't really matter. In terms of fun, I just think if you play him correctly is an incredibly fun character, and whenever you make a play with Pocket, if you're a good player, which, you know, I'm not a good Pocket player, but it always makes you feel great. It makes you feel good. I love characters that feel rewarding to play good, right? You actually feel like you did something, and Pocket is definitely one of these characters. Also, his gun is super fun. His gun, I love shotguns. His gun is super fun. It's just really cool. I love his reload animation where you just, you know, go Terminator style, like swirling that gun around. You know, very cool. I love it a lot. It sounds kind of silly, but it actually contributes a lot. I really do care about the animations. But yeah, character, A tier for fun, for sure. Now, we got 7. 7 is most likely the one and only D tier character you're gonna see on that list. I do not like 7. I know, most of you are gonna roast me. Everyone likes 7 in this game. He's the most popular character alongside Haze. Everyone play him. He's in every single game. Everybody loves him. I hate him. I can't really tell why. I honestly just can't. I mean, his first ability, the balls he throws around are okay. I didn't find them particularly fun. His second ability is just a stun after a short delay, which, again, I'm not a particular fan of. His third ability is kind of cool. I do like the bouncing bullets. I think that is a fun ability. His ultimate is, you know, cool. But again, I didn't find it particularly fun. It's a very stationary ability. You can kind of get my point here. I do not really enjoy stationary stuff in Deadlock. I think mobility is way much more fun and keeping, you know, active all the time. So that's kind of what I like about Deadlock. So 7 was just not for me. Also, I'm not a particular fan of his gun, like the burst fire thing. Some people may find it attractive. Personally, I just really didn't like it. I mean, and again, my personal opinion. And that's why 7 is going to be the only D tier character on that list. Now, Vindicta. Vindicta, again, is either high A or low S. I'm probably going to put her on low S, because I do truly enjoy her ultimate to the absolute maximum. Vindicta is a sniper character. I do like sniper character. There are only 2 currently, Great Talon and Vindicta. That's why they're both on A+. Vindicta, her first ability, chaining someone. I think this is a really fun ability. Her second ability is, what was that thing? Just flying. Yeah, it was that fly. I think this is also fun. Very, very unique ability. Makes you think about your positioning, because of course you can get hit scanned by various characters. Also, you can get knocked off, you can get some certain abilities fairly easily on you, including some ultimates, and you basically need to be very careful on how you use it. Of course, there's also the thing that you can fly up and down, left to the right, so you can actually dodge some of the abilities and bullets, so that is really fun. Her third ability, the Crow, it's fairly simple, but it's fun. It always feels good to hit. It's not particularly fun, but it's just a really fun ability. And her ultimate, which is pretty much what makes her Vindicta, right? The snipe. Super fun ability. Again, one of the most fun ultimates in the game. Whenever you hit that, just turning a character into a sniper. I've said it when I play Vindicta. Valve did such a great job in making a sniper feel like a sniper in Deadlock, and that is no easy task, because she can either be completely broken or simply garbage, and they actually somehow managed to hit that point where she feels like a sniper, and she also plays like one, and she's good. She's not trash. Vindicta is really good, but she's not absolutely broken. Like, I'm not playing against Vindicta and crying about her. Like, she always felt fair to me to play against, even though she's extremely powerful in lane. But it's not like Lady Geist when you're like, okay, my day is ruined, right? You're playing against Vindicta, you're gonna have a hard time, but it's not like the end of the fun for you. So, playing Vindicta is super fun. Also, her gun, I think it's one of the best in the game. I think it's top 3 in terms of fun. It just is super strong, super short, and like slow, I mean. That being said, her gun doesn't really feel like a sniper, but, you know, obviously, right? You don't want to have a Deadlock character with like a fire rate of 0 point something and she deals like one shot in one hit. That would be stupid. So I think they kind of had to make compromises there, making her gun kind of feel like a sniping gun, but, you know, on top of that, also being functional in Deadlock. So her gun, one of the most fun guns in the game in my opinion, and that's why overall I'm gonna put her in the S tier. You know what, I'm probably maybe slightly above Infernus. I'm not really sure. You know, I'm gonna keep her right here because I truly do like Flame Dash. Flame Dash is such a sick ability, but just know, Infernus and Vindicta are kind of in the same level for me. Warden. Yeah, Warden is either, I don't know, like, maybe above Lady Geist, maybe below her. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I never played Spirit Power Warden, so I think his ultimate is really not fun, but I heard that if you play Spirit Power Warden, it's actually way more fun. So, for now, I'm gonna put Warden below Lady Geist. Whenever I try Spirit build Warden, my opinion might completely change, because I only played him like half and half, the build, the tanky Warden build, the jumpscare Warden build, as you call it. And that was fun, but it wasn't like so much fun. I think his first ability is cool. You just throw a flask and you deal, you know, damage, movement speed slow, and deal damage reduction to your opponent, reducing their outgoing damage, which I think is good. His second ability is just a sprint with shield. Nothing too much in particular that I think about that. Its third ability is actually kind of fun. You have that minigame where you lock your opponent in a certain position, you mark them, and if you don't escape, and if they don't escape a certain radius, they actually get immobilized. So you kind of have a game of chicken here, of whether the opponent is gonna go back or come towards you and actually try to fight. And I really like that. Most of the time they will run away, but still, I think that is a really fun ability to use, and I really like that fight or flight type of situation this ability forces you into, you know, into doing. His ultimate, again, I never built Spirit Power, full Spirit Power Warden. I heard this is very fun. Right now, with my current Warden build, I don't think his ultimate is fun, but that opinion might completely change once I change my build. Now, his gun is absolute garbage to use. It doesn't feel fun. I just don't like his gun. I don't like to feel useless when I'm denying creeps. I'm not that good in denying anyway, so having Warden gun doesn't make it any better. So yeah, I'm not a particular fan of his gun. I am a particular fan of the damage he deals. I do really like that. But the velocity is absolute garbage. The gun himself is just, come on, dude. What is he at? Like, one shot per bullet. You have like one bullet per magazine. It feels insane. It's so low. The ammo capacity he has is so low. And of course, you have to purchase items that, you know, obviously help you with that. But I'm not a particular fan of his gun. So that's why I'm gonna put him in a B tier in terms of fun. Now we have Wraith. Wraith is probably between Ivy and Lady Geist. Above Ivy, probably not. I will put her between Lady Geist and Ivy on the B tier. I think Wraith, first ability is one of the more fun abilities in the game. The card trick, you get to charge your cards. You get to curve them because they follow your cursor. You can make some sick plays with them. It always feels good when you curve that card over a wall and actually hit your opponents. There's some sort of a skill thing there, so you always feel rewarded once you use your abilities. That's a really big thing for me. You know, feeling rewarded for using your abilities correctly instead of just targeting someone and it automatically hits. I do really like those type of abilities, and Kartvik is one of the more, you know, rewarding things to hit. Her second ability, which is, you know, just a teleport, nothing in particular that I think about it. You can use it to engage, you can use it to disengage. Most of the time you'll use it to escape. It's okay. No, nothing too much I think about it. Her third ability, you know, the attack speed, again, nothing too much that I think about it. Just a really normal, ordinary buff. Her ultimate is very, very fun. I do really enjoy her ultimate. Just lifting someone up in the air can make some easy setup for an easy kill. If you have an ally next to you, can make her a really good ganker. I've ganked with her a ton, and I almost always get the kill if the opponent is, you know, unaware of my positioning, and if no one is alerting them that I'm out of lane. Very cool ability, just very sick ultimate. I love using it. It feels so much fun. And basically because of her first ability and her ultimate, she finds herself in a B tier, even though she has a gun that I very much hate. Again, a pea shooter gun, I don't like them, you know, my personal opinion. And that's pretty much it. Yamato. Yamato is above pocket. Yamato is probably, you know what, maybe she's scratching that S tier. I'm trying to think. Yeah, she's an S tier. I'm gonna give her an S tier. She's definitely way better than Pocket in terms of fun, and slightly lower than Vindicta. But that, I think, simply because, again, I'm not that really good with Yamato. I definitely think that if I have more hours on Yamato, she can definitely rank up and reach, like, all the way here. Right now, this is my opinion, of course. I think she's really fun. The combo she has when you have to click your second ability, which is, you know, your rope thing that just charges you into an enemy, and the fact that you have to melee before that and it charges, and then you click your, I believe, right click to make that grenade damage, that bomb damage, and immediately you click 3. This is the most high skill ceiling I've ever seen in Deadlock almost, and this is so much fun to use. You feel so rewarded when you pull off that combo and you basically demolish half of your opponent HP in 1 second. Oh my god, it feels so goddamn satisfying. Her first ability, of course, being the, you know, I don't even call it like the knife charge, like the katana charge, you know, the charge slash, right, power slash, I believe it's called. It's super fun to use. The fact that you have to use dash and 1 and sort of play this minigame with your opponent where you're constantly chasing them and then trying to escape and using your dashes in a very, very different way, it brings such a good perspective into Deadlock of how to utilize dashes other than escape or chase. You use them in combination with your abilities to actually hit. And that's insane, because if you hit a full charge, you know, it deals a massive amount of damage. I love this so much. Utilizing it with a slide always feels super satisfying. Her second ability, the rope I just spoke about with a combo, insanely fun as well. Her third ability, it's on its own, it's okay. I think it's just like a regular slash, but in part with her combo, I think it's really, really, really fun. Her ultimate is also really fun. Becoming CC immune, you cannot go below 1 HP, sort of like Trendamere style from League of Legends. Very cool ability. I love it when you upgrade it to the maximum and you get 2 extra seconds on it. Makes you absolutely, like an absolute monster. And yeah, super fun ability to use. Definitely earned her spot in the S tier. And I'm pretty sure that whenever I have more hours on her, then my opinion is definitely gonna go up, like for sure. She's gonna be way up there next to Dynamo, Bebop, and Lash. Now, outside of that, in terms of her gun, she actually has 2 abilities, which is really cool. She has her Shuriken, which is the left click, the normal attack, and then she got the, you know, the heavy attack, the right click, which is the grenades, what you are most likely to use on lane to harass enemies, and the shurikens you are going to use to deny, because they're faster and deal less damage, but the bombs are actually heavier, cost more ammo, but deals way more damage, and they actually spread. So that is sick. I really love the fact that you have the flexibility of right-clicking to harass, and left-clicking to get the last hits. That is really cool. I love that combination. She's a very high skill. She has a very high skill ceiling to her. So I definitely not have, you know, mastered her or even know how to play her, like, you know, too good. But I know the basics, I know down the combos, and she is really fun. She is really, really, really fun to play. Definitely earned her spot in the S tier. And for our next character, we're almost at the end. Damn, it took 44 minutes. I really want to keep it short. But okay, it is what it is. Well, we have Viscous. Viscous, I think it's definitely B tier. Question is where in the B tier. I think she's better than Ivy, but I'm not really sure if I do like her more than Mcginnis, so I'm gonna put her between Ivy and Mcginnis right now. Reason is, personal opinion, her ultimate is very difficult to use when you have the third-person perspective. Don't get me wrong, I love Pangolier's ult to death. Again, a character from Dota 2, if you're not familiar, which has the exact same ultimate as Viscous. But the thing about Dota is that you have that bird-eye perspective, right? You can click on the ground and kind of see where you're going. The problem with Viscous is there are so many things in your way in Deadlock, like, you know, signpost and all of those things on the ground that you can accidentally hit, and you kind of need to avoid, which is really difficult because you don't have full control over Viscous anymore. And also, I believe they they finished the combo, they actually nerfed the combo where you buy the Ethereal Shroud and then you can hit someone twice with your ultimate, which is exactly what Pangolier is doing in Dota 2 with Dual Scepter of Divinity. So I think that kind of sucks. That definitely took away from her fun. But other than that, I think her abilities are fun. Like, her first ability, the goo ball you throw, super fun, super simple ability. Her second ability, you know, the cube, I really do like abilities that can completely disjoint and save your allies, disjoint other abilities and save your allies. Her third ability is probably the most fun out there, just punching, and the fact that it actually deals light melee, it counts as light melee attack. You can build Viscous with melee items, and it's actually viable, so that is really sick. I thought that is so cool. You can use it in so many different ways. You can bounce it off walls, you can actually use it on yourself to get a quick boost, to escape. There's so many things you can do with it. It's such a fun ability. And again, her ultimate, which I have spoke about, is okay. It's really fun. It's a really fun ultimate, but it's kind of difficult to use. So again, one of those characters that maybe if I will become better at her and have more hours, my opinion is definitely liable to change. In terms of gun, I think her gun is fun. I don't think too much of it. I just think it's really fun gun. I really did enjoy it. She has also an alternative fire, which is that right click that deals a ton of damage if you actually manage to hit. Such a great harassing gun. Really fun. Not the most fun gun out there, but definitely a really fun gun to use. And now we have the man himself, Shiv. Shiv is, I don't know if he's like here or here. I'm trying to think if it's more fun than Bebop or not. I think it's kind of less than that. So I'm gonna put him next to Bebop, just slightly behind him. Shiv is just super fun character to play. I love everything about him. The dagger throw, the build, the fact that you can build him both physical and, you know, magical is great. You have the dagger build with the charges, which is like, you know, the spirit power version of Shiv, which is crazy good. You have the physical version, which is up close and personal Shiv, which is, again, insanely good as well. The flexibility is amazing. He's so much fun to use. His abilities are crazy good. You know, his first ability, the daggers, again, insanely fun. His second ability, just the what was it? Oh my god, it actually escaped my mind. You know, the thing that I forgot the name, but again, very fun ability to use. And his third ability, the passive, that basically what makes him Shiv. For now, it's unstoppable, but I'm not gonna talk in terms of power level. You know, it's just a really fun ability to do. And his ultimate, which is, again, one of the top most fun abilities in the game. I just love Darius from League of Legends, and that execute is so much fun. And also, it comes with the Rage passive being a really unique mechanic to Shiv. And for some reason, I don't know what's, like, there's literally no other characters with such a passive. There's just Shiv, so it's kind of funny. It's kind of feel out of, you know, out of place in sometimes, but yeah, you know what? I'll take it. It's really fun. I do love the rate system. His second ability, of course, which is the charge. Very fun to engage with, to escape with. Super fun. Charges your rage meter. It's super fast. Very cool ability. And of course, the fact that every single ability gets enhanced by the rage when you're full. Very good. They just feel very fun. The daggers, I believe, just bounce when you have full rage. The second ability actually have a second slash on them, deals massive amount of damage, can absolutely demolish when you engage. The third ability just become like better version of itself. And the ultimate, you can execute people from higher health threshold, which is insanely good. So I really love Shiv. I love every single thing about him. Super fun character to play. Definitely super busted in the current meta, but again, not really relevant to this video. Because it may all change tomorrow. But in terms of fun, man, this character is always fun to play. I mean, once you max that ultimate and get that infinite cooldown, essentially, where if you get the execute on an enemy, the cooldown resets. That is crazy. That's where you go to town on people. You can literally jump from person to person in teamfight and absolutely shreds them. And that's super fun to play. That is always feels good to do and it's super satisfying. His gun being a shotgun, very cool. He'll also have alternative fire where you waste a bit more ammo, I believe 2 shots instead of 1, and you deal like a power shot. And you can also use it to slide, which is, again, like Yamato, very, very unique use of the slide mechanic. I really do like that a lot. That is super fun. So that's why I put him on the S tier. And now we have our last hero of the roster, Mirage. Mirage is right here, under Dynamo and above Bebop. Mirage is a character that took me by surprise. I did not think initially that I would like Mirage. I have tested every single character before I actually play them because I want to have a basic feeling of what they do. And when I tested Mirage, you know what? I didn't find him particularly fun. I thought his abilities were cool, definitely, but I didn't really understand how fun they were until I actually played them and I realized hitting your tornado is literally one of the best thing ever. It's one of the best feeling ever. It's so much fun. You can use it to escape, you can use it to engage. Most of the time you will use it to engage, of course. And whenever you hit that, it feels so damn good. You can fly over enemies and just come down on them like a storm tornado, like a sand tornado, like a goddamn dust devil. This is so much fun. And then you turn around and kind of shoots them in the head. This is goddamn fun. It's like Wraith ultimate, but you have it every single time. It's super fun. His Scarabs, whenever you click on the Scarabs ability and he just screams, "I take your life!" It's so much it's so funny. It's just so funny. It's super fun ability. I love abilities that steal health from your opponent. That's why I go the Siphon Bullets build on him as well. It's just incredibly fun. His third ability, again, just a really, really cool ability. His ultimate, you know, I really do love the fact that you can, you know, have a global presence. I love character with global presence. Like, kind of like, I guess you can compare his ultimate to Spectre from Dota, but it's definitely more like Shen ultimate from League of Legends. I do love it. I love the fact that you can gank someone. I love the fact that if you communicate correctly with your allies, you can actually do some serious ganks because they hide in a corner. You teleport to them. And then, of course, you get the attack speed buff, so you have the advantage. And then you jump on someone out of the middle of nowhere, and you can return to lane right after. I do love his ultimate. I love global presence. I love the fact that you can use it on enemies to actually engage and help your teammates. It's just funny. I like it. Just fun. Global presence will always be fun for me. So that's, you know, in my honest opinion, what Mirage is all about and why is it so goddamn fun. I'm pretty sure the more I play him, the more I'm gonna fall in love with him. But right now, definitely landed himself in a really, really great spot here. I just like him a lot. And again, his third ability, I heard that if you build Spirit Power, it's actually way more fun. I will try it. I will definitely try it. But for now, with my tanky Mirage build, it's kind of useless. It's not that powerful, but the reveal effect of it is really, really, really cool. But you definitely need to build Spirit Power to actually utilize it to the maximum. So I will try it, and it's probably gonna make him even more fun. I don't know if it's gonna make him more fun than Dynamo and Lash, but surely it will make him a lot more fun. And again, I love that versatility. Again, characters that are versatile, I'm saying again a lot because I'm cringe, but you know, characters that basically have various builds that you can take on them. That is very good. Like, I really just like characters that can utilize different builds. Also, his gun feels good. I really like his gun. It feels really good to deny with getting the last hits, and also it deals a massive amount of damage, so that's why you go like headshot booster, all that good items. You will need velocity, of course, to, you know, complement that gun, because it's kind of slow, but when you do get it, which is, you know, relatively cheap, it's very good. It just feels like a very good solid gun. It's definitely one of the guns I like more in Deadlock. Not the most fun gun, but I do really like it a lot. But Mirage for me is more about the abilities. I just love his tornado and the like the global presence. I do really like global presence and ganking. You kind of realize the same here. I love characters that can gank efficiently. That is me. I'm a jungler at heart. I used to spam jungling in League of Legends. Unfortunately, in Dota, you don't really have a jungler, but I did play a position 4. My main was position 3, which is kind of the offlaner. But I did play position 4 as like a secondary thing to position 3. But my main was position 3 in Dota. So that is all. Damn. We went all over the characters. It almost took me an hour. I literally thought this video was gonna take like half an hour. And it almost took me an hour. And I tried to be as quick and effective as I can. But we reached an hour. So hopefully you guys weren't too bored. Of course, I will put timestamps in the description. It should show up on the video itself. Because if you want to skip to hear my opinion about a certain character, you can just skip to that. But damn, I'm so glad I finally made a tier list. So now I can finally focus on rank, which I will be getting today. Right now is actually the 22. I still haven't gotten my rank yet. I should get it later this evening. And I know you're probably seeing this video like a week after or something like that, because, you know, I pre-record everything, so if something happens, you would always get a video up and ready in time. I'm not recording in the same day and uploading in the same day, obviously. That would be stupid, because if something would happen, you wouldn't get a video, and I really want to stay on schedule. That is really important to me, because of the, you know, algorithm, and also, you know, I don't want to disappoint you guys. So, hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to let me know in the comments below, because I really want to hear what you guys think about the characters in terms of fun, not necessarily power level like everyone else is doing. So, make sure to let me know in the comments below. I will answer all the comments. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.